Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Frank's Unsolicited Advice. I've been feeling under the weather, so if I sound a little sad or down, it's not that. It's just that I don't feel well. But I've been wanting to talk about, I guess, different things going on in life and ideas that I've had and thoughts, and just haven't had a chance to put them on paper or even get on here and record like I want, because you have to dedicate time to give content and give meaningful messages, and that's the whole purpose of this. If not, what's the point of doing it? Well, uh, you know, when conversations arise, people like to say, "Well, did I have the time? I didn't have the opportunity. I didn't, I didn't. There's certain things I didn't have, or I didn't get a chance to, or it wasn't available." And I feel like everybody's allotted an opportunity. Everybody's given a choice, right? Life is about choices, and we sometimes don't make the right choice, which leads to not having the right opportunity. But then we'll sit there and say, hey, you know, we're we didn't have it. Nobody gave it to us. It was, I didn't have that chance or opportunity. And when we tell our stories, I was watching Drink Champs, and they had Mav Hoffa and his team from My Expert Opinion. I want to say is a podcast, and I forgot the guy's name. I think it's Mecca. He said, nobody's the villain in their own story, right? So nobody's really the villain in their story when they tell it. And of course, if you hear somebody talk about their story, then they're gonna say, "Hey, um, it's gonna the story is always gonna go to the favor of the person telling the story, because then what's the point of telling the story? It's rare that you get people that are gonna be honest and upfront and tell you the truth about their story, or tell you the real in their story, and make it to where you be like, man, you know what? That even though this person's telling their flaw and how they went wrong, they're also telling the whole story. You can make a judgment off of it. And it got me thinking. The reason I'm thinking about this is I've been thinking about this for a while now. My life, it's coming into a transitional period right now. In less than 200 days, I'll be retiring out the Navy and moving on to another chapter of my life. And that could be scary. That could be very scary at times, especially when we become so institutionalized to be programmed and rely on one specific thing the whole time. However, life again, it's about choices and opportunities. And depending on the choice we make, which is what allow the opportunity for us to be good or be successful somewhere else or try something different. When I was sitting here and I was watching TV, I was thinking about getting on here and recording, and I was constantly trying to think about how I'm going to get on here and talk. And if anybody knows me, people think I sit down here take notes. I don't. When I get on here, it's really from the heart. I deliver a message that feels right to me. If it doesn't feel right, I don't put it out. So life is about choices, and those choices lead to opportunities that can A, be successful, or B, not. You know, depending on what we've experienced in life and made time for, or push through, or we're able to see, is how we learn and react and do things, right? So what got me thinking about this is because I have seen a lot of people and not take chances on other things because it's not what they wanted to do, right? For example, people go to college for a degree, and instead of them moving on to another topic or moving on to another career path, they stick it out with that one because that's what they went to school for. So it has to pay off. That's what I went to school for. And many people could bring an opportunity to you, right? And show you something different. But because we got the blinders like horses. We're just so one track minded that we don't look left or right, and we just keep going straight. It doesn't allow us to see other things there that could be beneficial to us, right? My son wants to be a rapper. He does his music. He tries. He gets out there. He has stuff out on iTunes. YouTube, Spotify, BX Menace, Frankie, that's his name. And he has potential. And like I tell my son, sometimes while you chase this, you have to have something else bringing substance in to feed this. Okay. I'm not saying that he has to go do this, but when you look at artists that come from New York or from the street, a lot of them have dealings in the street. So the money that they're getting from their activities is funding their money to go to the studio. For example, me with my business with WFG, being active duty allows me the freedom to be able to, take my time and not have to rush into something because I have a steady paycheck coming in. If I didn't have that steady paycheck coming in, then I might go into this business and go all out because I need the money. But that wouldn't be smart as well because I have a family to take care of. I have a mortgage to pay, car notes, a wife, 3 kids, even though my oldest is out the house. So we make these choices. And sometimes these opportunities come past us and we don't take advantage of them. Well, this past weekend, I was in Anaheim, California. First off, I said I would never go to California. This is me. It's since 97. I said I never go. Since they killed Biggie Smalls, but Notorious B.I.G., and this is going to sound stupid. You guys are going to laugh. I said I wouldn't go. Not to Cali. They killed Big. Man, forget that coast. I've met a lot of good people from California too, by the way, and I got some good friends out there. But anyway, last year, I was able to go to a convention in Palm Springs. It was on Facebook. People saw me talk. I was given a 3-minute window to speak on self-discipline. And then this year I went. It was a sacrifice. I made time. I flew out Friday, landed Friday evening there. My wife's like, listen, you got to vlog this. You got to do all these different things. And that was the intent. The intent was to take pictures. And anybody that knows me, I'm not good at this whole reels and what's that thing called? Reels and boomerangs and stuff like that. I just don't do it. Listen, my post, I don't even know how to take a selfie good. You know, if you told me, Frank, take a selfie and put it up, it's gonna be horrible because I don't even know how to do that. But I was gonna do it. So I took pictures of me on the plane, taking off, flying. And my flight was from Norfolk to Las Vegas. Man, let me tell you something. Flying over Vegas, Nevada's dope. The mountains, the ice caps. It was beautiful. It's my type of scenery. I don't really care about the casinos and all this other stuff. I'm more of the nature thing. And I'm not a nature person, but it's just to me that's beautiful. You know, and then I fly from there to LAX. I get there. As I'm flying to LAX, I find out that my luggage is not on the plane. It's still in Vegas because I flew through 2 different carriers, not unbeknownst to me and not knowing that I had to go get my bag from the terminal and then recheck it. I land in LAX with no bags. So I'm already distraught in a sense because in that bag, I have my necessities, my CPAP machine, my medication, my suits. By the time I would have got to the awards, by the time I got to the hotel, the awards gala would have been going on. So my timing was thrown off. And anybody that knows me knows that once you throw something off, it starts throwing. I'm a very meticulous person when it comes to that. I like things to go the way I want them to go. It lets me know that everything is on track. And the minute you throw a curveball, it kind of upsets me. It puts me not in a tailspin out of control, but it makes me have to now think, because this is a setback, how many other things would be a setback? Okay, so obviously I can't call the airline. I can't call and say, hey, can you get my bag to me? So I text my wife. I have Wi-Fi. And I tell her, hey, babe, can you please go call these people and get them to get my bag to me? Okay, so I land in LAX. Now I'm on the phone trying to get these people to send me my bags. It looks like it's not happening. So I tell the wife, look, babe, I'm just going to get my rental car and drive to Anaheim to the hotel, check in. So if worse come to worse, at least I'm in my hotel. If I got to come back in the morning, get the bag, I will. Well, now I rented a Tesla. I never rented a Tesla before, never drove a Tesla before. I don't know anything about Teslas. I have friends that have them, but I don't have it. It was cheaper to rent a Tesla, actually. But again, my wife's like, hey, take pictures. They didn't take a picture of the car, not one picture of the car, not one video of me walking up to the car, none of that. Total waste of time in a sense. because instead of me taking this trip to be able to advertise on social media about how great the business is and everything that's going on, opportunity again, and choices, I chose to allow the negativity to impact my reaction to everything and not put it out there. But anyways, I get in the car. Finally, I'm in the car trying to. I got to YouTube how to open the door. Unlock the door. I know how to open it. I just had to unlock it. The car to turn on. I just want to make sure I was in the right spot. Um, I look at the battery. It says 40%. So now I'm thinking, hey, it's just my phone is probably at 40%. So I look at my phone. My phone's at 68%. So I said, well, that's not my phone. That must be the car. So now as I can't even leave the place because it's supposed to be 80% or better that they give you the charge. It's raining. It's cold. I don't have my rain jacket. I'm just there. Go inside. They give me another car. Now I'm in the car trying to get some food while I have an hour and a half, 40-minute drive to Anaheim. Now, I'm not from California. I'm from New York. I don't know the roads like that. I'm by myself. I'm following GPS. I'm just trying to make sure that I get to the hotel. Not only that, I never drove this car before either. So I'm learning the car, the turn signals. There's a lot of different things. The car is dope, by the way, but just had to learn it. Anyways, so I get to the hotel. I don't want to come downstairs to the award ceremony because I'm not dressed to the occasion. I have joggers on, I have a Nike shirt on and a hat. And my wife's like, hey, go downstairs anyway, make time. Choices, right? Opportunities. Go down there. You went there for a reason, go down there. One of my teammates, friends of the family, it's like, hey, Frank, come down here. Forget not being dressed, just come down. So I come down, I stay in the back. Again, everybody's in suits and their gowns, and they're formal dressed. I'm dressed like I'm about to go to the gym, like I'm not even supposed to be there. But anyway, people see me, they give me a hug, they say, Frank, it's good to see you. Glad you came down. I missed my award. I did, and my awards downstairs and that I will show it. But I made the choice to come down with a little persuasion from the wife and a friend of the family. And I was able to spend time with the team. Make a long story short, my bag didn't get there until 10:45 the following day, Saturday night, and I flew out at 7 in the morning, Sunday. So as I'm there at the award ceremony and the training the following day, again, life is about choices. And those choices lead to opportunities. And I'm sitting there. There's a man, Henry. His last name I forget, and I don't want to butcher it. Anyway, Spanish guy, Hispanic. He's up there talking. He's winning these awards on Saturday, and then Sunday Friday winning the awards. Saturday he's talking as a guest speaker for training. And you know what? It made me realize that we stop ourselves from being successful. We stop ourselves from getting to where we want to get to because sometimes we're too scared to use this podcast that I love to watch, to pivot in another direction, or to make choices and take a chance, right? Why do I say that? This man had the highest level of education in his country was 6th grade. He came to the United States for a better opportunity. While he was working here as a plumber or a welder, odd jobs, to feed his family, he was introduced to our business by another Hispanic lady who came from Honduras and saw success and wanted to share it. And this man, if he would never have took the chance and bet on himself and made the choice to try it out, he would have never had the opportunity to speak at a major conference in front of 700 people. 2, reach a level of success in the business where he has passive income coming in. It allows him to be home with his family, be with home with his wife, his kids, be a better father. Not only that, be an active member in his church, which is what he wants to do, and be an example in his community and a person to look up to, right? And it hit me. It really did when I heard his story. And it was one thing that hit me even further was that one of the reasons he started in the business on top of that was he wanted to make enough money to help his mother get a kidney transplant. And she ended up passing away before he could complete that. So he was hurt by that. But he was able to bring his father to California from Guatemala. And he was able to provide. And it got me thinking. I said, man, this man could barely speak English. barely speak English. And I'm not knocking them. Listen, I'm Hispanic, I'm Puerto Rican. I have my aunt and I have family members that have lived in this country for over 25 years, over 50 years, because I'm 43. And they barely speak English correctly. Okay. So it's not about the fact that they have an accent or whatever. What I'm saying is this man could barely speak the language of the country he's in, but he took a chance in a business to create a passive income of over $100,000 a year in a business that not what he started in, doesn't have the education level for it, and it's not what he did. But he took the time out to study, get licensed, and believe in someone that believed in him. He made a choice. That choice led to the opportunity for him to be who he is today. And it didn't start early for him. He's an older man. Older man. The choice he made is changing everything in his life. So why can't we make those choices? Why can't we take a chance? Why can't we see opportunity and try it? Right? People say, "Oh, Frank, well, I can't do that." That you do. For one, you have 7 years of recruiting duty. You like to talk to people. You have a podcast. You have this. You have that. If people know me, I'm an introvert at heart. Yes, I can talk to anybody. I can sell anything. I'm very, but there's certain things that I'm very shy on. There's certain things that I don't take chances on. My wife will tell you that I don't really take too many chances. It's got to be calculated for me to take that chance. This business was calculated. I didn't start it after I retired. I started before I retired, so that by the time I retire, I either have a clientele enough to base to bring me money in, or I have a team with a clientele base to bring me passive and active income and allow me to stay home, be able to take vacations with my wife, enjoy my retirement. I apologize for drinking the water and being stuffy. I tested positive for COVID on Tuesday, and I'm just here taking advantage of the time, choices, opportunity. So why we don't do it? I'll tell you why. A lot of us are scared to step outside the box. A lot of us are scared to take a chance, to seize the moment, to see an opportunity and do it. A lot of us are so close-minded that we don't see the bigger picture. We don't see that if we want to accomplish something, we have to do multiple things. I'm gonna put a pause on that. In 2012, my wife, at the time we were separated, tried to teach me this. And I too was very stuck in my ways. Institutionalized. 2012, nowhere near retirement. I'm like, nah, this stuff ain't for me. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But again, you take the blinders off, you see a bigger picture, you start talking to different people. When somebody once said, you can't be a millionaire hanging out with broke people. It's just not happening. You're never going to attain it. You want to be a millionaire, you associate yourself around millionaires. You want to be successful, you associate around successful people. So once I started changing my circle and started seeing everybody saying the same thing, you got to try different things, Frank. You got to have this, you got to have that. So led me to start trying different things, getting into different situations. And I finally found one in this business that allows me to do that, right? Choices. Made a choice, opportunity open. A lot of us don't want to try something different. Like I said at the beginning of this, you go to school 4 years, you get in debt for something, and then you sit there and say, no, it has to work. I got to keep pushing. I got to keep pushing, instead of realize that maybe you're meant to do something else. Sometimes what we want to do isn't what we need to do. And sometimes what we thought we want to do is not what we're meant to do. It's not what we're meant to do. So sometimes you got to take that chance and make that choice and pivot and a season opportunity in someplace else or another moment. It doesn't have to be in what I do for business. I'm just saying in life in general. Um, at one point in the Navy, you kind of got stuck in your grade, even if it wasn't promoting. You were stuck in it. People were getting booted out because they couldn't promote. They meet the deadline. Instead of them pivoting to another or transferring to another job, trying something different, they wouldn't, because they were set in their ways. But they put stuff in place to where, hey, now that's not going to happen. You got to ask permission to stay in longer. And when you do, if it's not beneficial to the military, then you got to move to another job. And if not, then you can go home. That's just what it is. But it also helps the member, because now it allows you to have upward mobility and be successful somewhere else. Again, choices, which lead to opportunities. So I've been to California twice now on a choice that allowed me to get there. I've met wonderful people that come from all types of backgrounds that took a chance, that saw an opportunity and seized it and believed in it and tried something different, a choice. And it got me thinking again about recording, got me here. So the message I'm trying to convey today on my unsolicited advice and what I've been dealing with is simple. Life is about choices. Those choices lead to opportunities. And sometimes we need to step outside the box and take a chance and look at the fact that maybe what we are wanting to do is not what we need to do. And where we're at is not where we need to be. Take a chance. I was talking to a business partner of mine and now friend. She's saying, listen, I plan on moving out of Cali, go somewhere else. It's too expensive here. I'm going to go there. And I said, that's dope. That's dope. That's awesome. Right? People need to stop making excuses for what they can't do and find a way to do what they can do. You know, at work, my boss says, and as much as I hate to give him credit, he says, people are quick to say no instead of finding yes. We're quick to say we can't do it instead of finding a way to say we can do it. We're quick to just walk away from it instead of saying, hey, I'm going to find a way to fix this. I'm going to find a way to make this work. I'm going to find a way to get this to where it needs to be. And again, that comes with choices and opportunities, right? Don't close your eyes to something just because you never heard of it, just because you never thought of it, just because it never been presented to you. Because sometimes the presentation that's being given could be a simple message. In my belief as a Christian is from God. Sometimes opportunities are there. We just got to make a choice and say yes or no. And sometimes that choice could be something that a higher purpose is being called for than just sitting here and doing other things. I've been successful in my career. I've won awards. I've traveled the world, and I would not turn it back for nothing else. Nothing else. But as I transition into a life after the military, I made a choice. And that choice has allowed me the opportunity to start setting up to where I can do things from home. I don't have to be working for somebody else if I don't choose to. But I had to change my mindset and believe that instead of going the traditional route, finding a contractor jobs, trying to stay something in the government, I had to look outside and find something that, you know what, I could use these talents and traits that the Navy gave me for. Henry came here with nothing. And now Henry's positioning his family to have something. Um, Other people come here with nothing. Alma came here with nothing from Honduras, older lady, and now she's earning over $300,000 a year off a choice that she made to try something, and it was opportunity allotted. And this is just relative to my business. That has nothing to do with the fact it's people that never thought about joining the Navy or the military, but they join, and that choice allows them to what have the opportunity to travel the world, get their college paid, have money for, have a voucher to buy a home, have a skill set that they learn, allot them the opportunity to get away from a situation. So it's not just about where I'm at. I'm just saying in general that sometimes opportunities are presented. And if we have blinders on because it's not what we thought that we would be doing, and stop looking at it as what I want to do versus what I need to do versus what I'm meant to be doing, life could be different for all of us. For all of us. So again, life is about choices that lead to opportunities that can put us in a better situation if we make the right choice. Don't be blind. Sometimes look at things with an unbiased eye. And again, don't listen to broke people or don't listen to people that are not in the same mindset of you, because those people are not thinking to ever get out of this situation. What they're thinking about is staying in their situation and coming up with every excuse as to why they're not out of their situation. I go back again. Everybody has the same opportunities. Everybody. Is whether we choose to take them or not. Whether we choose to follow it or not. Whether we choose to change our mindset and use certain things to get us ahead. It's all about choices and opportunities. That's Frank's Unsolicited Advice. Thank you for listening.